US personnel were at the receiving end of an attack on a military base in Iraq, marking a new dimension to the widely anticipated Iranian retaliation in West Asia after the assassination of senior Hamas and Hezbollah figures. Injuries to US troops is making the officials rush to urge Israel to temper its response to any likely Iranian strikes.
Katyusha rockets rained down on the Al-Assad air base in western Iraq, leaving at least 5 US personnel injured. The brazen assault sent shockwaves through Washington, forcing a stark re-evaluation of the volatile dynamics in the region. US bases are highly guarded facilities, with air defense systems to protect against missiles or drones. However, US troops in Iraq and Syria have come under frequent attacks in recent years. Since the 7th of October, US troops have been attacked more than 160 times by Iran-backed militias. The United States has a formidable military presence in West Asia. Its largest base is located in Qatar, known as the Al Udeid Air Base. Apart from that, the United States has a presence in Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and the UAE. The attack comes at a critical juncture, with Iran seething over the assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran. Tehran has vowed punishment against Israel. The United States is caught in a deadly crossfire, desperately trying to prevent its ally from igniting a regional powder keg. In anticipation of an Iranian attack, US-led coalition officials are warning Israel to moderate its response to avoid escalating the conflict.
We are engaged in intense diplomacy, pretty much round the clock, with a very simple message. All parties must refrain from escalation. All parties must take steps to ease tensions. Escalation is not in anyone's interests. It will only lead to more conflict, more violence, more insecurity.
In response to the mounting crisis, the Pentagon has sprung into action, sending off a wave of American military might surging towards the Persian Gulf. Fighter jets, destroyers and other military assets are heading towards potential flashpoints. The big question is, how and when will Iran attack, and how will Israel respond to it? And where will it all leave the US, its troops and the world? Bureau Report WION, World is One.
And from on this, we earlier spoke to Dr. Jacques Rouge, who's a research associate at United Against Nuclear Iran from New York, and this is what he had to say.
Unfortunately, I do not perceive Secretary Austin's comments as a warning. These are not the first attacks against U.S. forces that we've seen in recent weeks. U.S. forces have come under rocket fire in Iraq and Syria multiple times. It would seem that the United States is, or the Biden administration, is unable to establish deterrence necessary to prevent further attack by Iranian forces and by Iranian-backed militias. In order to prevent this moving forward, it will take more than just statements or calls for de-escalation. It will take actual kinetic action by the United States in order to reestablish effective deterrence against the regime in Iran and its proxies.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.